Hi everyone, today is day 4 of 30 days of vlogging and I am out here checking on the bees. We did what is called a split. In the springtime, a bee colony will grow really fast and then usually part of the colony will break off and fly away to form a new colony somewhere, look for a new home. That's called a swarm. One way to prevent that, and oftentimes the colony that's left behind either doesn't survive, sometimes it does, but the majority of the bees move away. So if you want to maintain strong hives in your yard, you can do a force swarm or a force split. And so I did that a couple days ago. And so I'm out here today to just open it up, the front half. And I'm wearing a veil and gloves. These are not normal beekeeping gloves. This is a tip I heard at my beekeeping club, that they work like gloves in the sense that the bees don't seem to mind them as much as they do your hands, but you can still feel what you're doing. Before I always worked without gloves. I like the idea of having to be gentle around the bees and to manage them rather than force them, and the other bee gloves seemed really bulky, so I never really wanted to use those.
You got my bucket of tools?
I have your bucket of tools. I'm ready to go.
All right.
All right.
I was looking for them.
They're right here. If you want to walk around and make sure I have the right bit, then we'll get going. So as I said, or as I'm going to say in the video I took a few minutes ago, but you haven't seen yet, I grabbed, I said branch in the video, but I got some long clover stems and I'm going to stick that in the opening of the hives. The bees will eventually push those out. In the meantime, that'll cause them to reorient themselves to this hive so that they don't go back to the other hive that they were used to. So let's get started. This is day 4 of my 30 days of vlogging. The other day we did what we call a walk-away split. We removed eggs and brood from our one hive that survived the winter, that survived last year, and we started a new hive. We moved the queen over in the new hive and we gave them about, let's see, that's a 10 frame box. So I think we had 4 frames of brood and a couple frames of nectar and 3 or 4 frames of honey on the outside. There might be an empty frame in there with just some drawn comb on it. So they've been in there 3 days. This is because if you just put them over there and you don't close it up, they would just fly right back there. They've been in there 3 days. I'm going to go get a little branch to put in front to help them have to reorient when they walk their way out of this hive. As far as that hive is concerned, I was a little bit surprised. I had it set up with 2 boxes over winter, and when we opened the top box there was a lot of nectar and some brood, and I thought, well, maybe they had moved back down into the brood box. They moved the brood up in the winter. So I started moving frames of brood over to our other hive, and then when I got down to the bottom box, all that was in there was drawn comb. So I did some rearranging. I moved the brood down to this box, put the drawn comb on top, and I took some honey and put in the outside edges. We had saved honey from last year so that we would have plenty. Put that in the outside edges over there, and I'm really hoping that there was enough young brood with eggs so that they could make a new queen in there. Otherwise that's going to become a real weak colony really fast if there's no queen in there laying more eggs. In which case, if this hive does well, we may have to take some of the brood from there. Chickens are coming over here to check out what I'm doing. Hey girls. They go running. All right, let me go find a branch.
Angry by this.
Are you sure they're angry?
It's something.
Oh, they're already coming out?
Yeah, they
They're
are.
already coming out.
I'm just going to leave that like that for a minute.
I think we can just leave it. I think that's a good idea. They're ready to come out. Let's see what they do. Well, don't get stung.
Well, if it's just 1 or 2 stings, I can live with that.
Well, I'm going to move away just in case they get mad at you.
There we go.
All right.
No stings.
Good deal.
Yeah, they're kind of just doing figure eights right there in front of the entrance. You see that?
Yeah, so you think they're just learning where their new hive is?
Yeah, I think they're just orienting.
All right. It probably would have been a good idea to open it up maybe when it was cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, well, live and learn.